Hello everyone and welcome. I'd love to talk to you today about living in the now. I think it's something that some of us think of an awful lot, and others it doesn't even cross their mind. And to live in the now is to, in a sense, to take those steps as you walk through life. At that moment, I don't mean of in the future. I always feel that living in the now is today, this moment, whatever you're doing. And don't be afraid of, maybe where you're going. But it's like absorb living in the now. Allow yourself to, how would I say, feel that energy. Feel that you are alive. You wouldn't be living in the now if you weren't. And no matter what's happening in your life, every day you wake in the morning and you get out of bed and have your breakfast, or go for a walk, or you're heading off to work, or you're heading off to college, or, you're actually living in the now, in this moment of time. You are alive. You are, what would I say, allowing all your senses to feel everything around you. You are living in the, what would I say, in the essence of all energy and the universe around you. Literally everything. And people would say to me, Lorna, I don't know how to live in the now. And they would say, I have no interest in doing anything. But the thing is, they are living in the now. So you have to allow yourself every day is even a new beginning for you. You're living in the now. No day is the same. Sometimes somebody would say to me, but every day is the same. And I would say to them, well, go back maybe to Thursday and write down everything you did on Thursday. And that means literally everything, even if you were talking to someone, and recognize that you are living in the now on that Thursday. And it's not the same as the now you're living, because today is another day. And life can change so much, day to day, or it could be week to week, or it could be month to month, in so many different ways. I love the way nature lives in the now. How nature, how would I say, takes time to soak up the heat, to enjoy, even though they may be looking for food. But you would often see a bird or a rabbit or a dog or a cat. They're great examples to us. They're living in the now. They don't get bored in the same way. They don't even know that word. But they will stretch out and soak up all of that energy, everything around them. And I think it's so important for us to just remember that every second of your life you are alive as well. And if you weren't alive, you wouldn't be living in the now. and grasping each day and saying to yourself, wow, this is another day. This is another beginning for me. This is me alive. Become more and more conscious of living in the moment, you might even call it. The moment of now. Like even I sitting here talking with you, I'm living in this moment sitting here. And maybe when you're watching this video, you could do the same. You could say to yourself, I'm living in the moment watching this video. And I think sometimes we forget, because we forget to truly live in those moments of the now. Because so many times we are rushing. So you watch a video and it has to be short because you don't have time. But that's not living in that moment. You're doing it too quick. You're not, what I could say is it is part of living in the now. But in a sense, you're not allowing yourself to live fully in that moment of time. And every moment of time is, how could I call it? It's fantastic. When you spiritually start to realize that, you can grasp the hope and at times grasp the meaning of your life, which your life has huge amount of meanings. So live into, that moment where you are now, not living in the moment of the past, not living in the moment of what you hope to be the future. You have to live today. You have to grasp this moment and live it to the fullest you possibly can be. And allow yourself to see that light of hope. And I would always say to everyone, spiritually call on your guardian angel to help you, or any other angel as well. And in a sense, sometimes when we realize at a time that we're not actually living in the moment, and in a sense, how would I say, connecting to the moment, because we've been rushing around so much, I would say to you, take a deep breath and stop. And I would say to you, that would be very good for you. Just take a deep breath and stop, no matter what moment it is, and make yourself conscious that every moment in your life, every now, you're going to start to allow yourself to feel that moment, to feel that energy. You're going to allow yourself to connect to the universe in that sense, and that means connecting to all life on this planet, because we are all connected. And yes, when you go for a walk or you're going for a drive in your car, if you're not living that moment in that drive of that car or going for that walk, you're not enjoying it. You have lost the essence of living in the moment, that now. And it's like, in a sense, it's like a bottle full of all our moments. And even if you write them down, you might be able to recognize at times that you didn't fully live in that moment. Or there could be 3 or 4 or even more. Or you could say to yourself, I haven't lived in the moment for a long, long time. But maybe now start to make the effort. Maybe now allow yourself to be free to live in the moment, to live in the now, and realize that every day is, a new beginning. Every day is a new potential, but we have to live those moments. We don't really want to miss them or miss the essence of those moments, of what those moments can, how would I say, absorb into you, can help you to feel good, can help you to feel more positive with yourself. So I think that's what happens so many times. People just feel they're not living in the now because, they're not allowing the now to move forward. They're, in a sense, holding it into yourself. But ask your guardian angel to help you to release that. And again, I would say it's like a practice every day. And I hate to say it's like a lesson, but I never, I never look on anything as a lesson, maybe in the way that everyone else does. And sometimes we find it, what would you say, too hard or boring. But just to live in the now is just to make yourself conscious that today I'm going to live in the now. I'm living in the now, talking to yourself. I'm living in the now with all the words that I'm saying. I'm, what would you say, feeling and sending all the energy out there, and I am enjoying it. And I'm feeling, in a sense, positive and sending that positivity out to all of you. Don't miss those moments of the now and where you are now. That is so important. So whatever you're doing today, whether you're going down to collect children, or you're driving the car, or you're going for a walk, or you're in work, like so many of us forget to live in the now while at work because we're rushing and trying to get so much done that, in a sense, we're not clearing our mind and allowing ourselves to live in the now, because your work would improve, your mind would, what would I say, become clearer and responsive, because you're taking in everything around you and you have decided to live in this moment of the now and doing this work, whether it's scrubbing a floor and enjoying it, watching every, what would you say, swing of the mop, watching, the water, and knowing that you have achieved a huge amount in this day, more strongly than ever before, because you have allowed yourself to live in the moment of the now. It's like even when you go outside and stand at your back door, or you're having your lunch and you're outside. Live in the now of that moment. And I know you all can do it, and I know it'll bring you more hope and more confidence and more positivity within yourself. And it's not a chore. Just remind yourself to live in the now, this moment of time. God bless and love you all. Bye-bye.